And second of all, it got me thinking about my mother. So I'm going to tell you a bit about my mother. There's a few things to tell you with my mother. My mother has dementia, this is important to know. About a year ago at this time, she'd just gotten out of hospital for the second time in 2 years, having had a uterine tract infection. While she was in the hospital, basically all the staff there were all saying, you need to get her into long-term care. So a year ago, my mother was lying in our living room at 6 Burbank, in a hospital bed, and didn't leave it. She moved into long-term care in January. Actually, she's at the Village of Barry Meadows, which is fairly close to Streetsville. And actually, part of what made me think of this is Michael will be speaking next. Shoots a series called Passion and Pints. Have I got that right?
I'm sorry, yeah.
Passion and Pints? And he shoots at this bar in Streetsville. And this particular bar has a resonance to my family because 2 years ago, I didn't know how bad my mother was. And I knew she had some memory issues, but my parents did not share the diagnosis with us. I would go away for a couple of weeks, I come back home, I'm living with my parents, and I realize my dad is at his wit's end, and I go, okay, I need to be a caregiver. While I was away, my sister takes my mom to a doctor's appointment, and when she gets back, she sends a message to everybody, we have to talk about Mom. So my sister lives in Streetsville, so is one of my brothers. So we ended up meeting in that same pub to talk about what we were going to do with my mother. And we put together a care plan, which was good because a month later my mother ended up in hospital for the first time. So my mother moves into long-term care. And it's been hard. And yet it's been the best thing that's ever happened. Before my mother moved into long-term care, before my mother got sick, I would see my siblings at the big holidays. I was never really part of the family. I was kind of like the black sheep. I was the artist, like nobody quite understood, like why don't you just get a real job like the rest of us and just muddle through and suffer. But the process of getting my mom into long-term care, well, just taking care of my mom, but in particular getting my mom into long-term care really brought us together. When she came out of hospital, she was put on this accelerated program where we had extra cares coming into the house, and my job was to coordinate all of that. I'm the eldest of 5. The eldest of my 3 brothers, who's a year younger than me, spent days taking my dad to various care facilities to decide which one we were going to put my mother into. And the other siblings would come in and help and give us a break whenever they could. Since my mother has moved into long-term care, we now go as a family once a month. One of the things about the village is they have these pub nights. So it's kind of like this. They have some sort of entertainment. My mother gets to have alcohol. My father at this point basically buys her 2 shots of vodka. She has to have vodka with an orange juice chaser. Apparently this is how she drank when she was in her 20s and hasn't done it since, but since her memory's been going, vodka shot with an orange juice chaser. And after the second one, she gets very loose. She starts getting grabby. It's kind of interesting. No filter. It's gone. And while she's there, she gets to sing every day. My mother loves singing. And for like about a decade before, I'm pretty sure my mother had depression going on because she almost never left the house except to go to doctor's appointments or to see her family. And now she's like singing every day. I go up and I try and play bingo with her on Tuesday nights. She gets to play bingo twice a week. She gets to garden. She kept talking about how her mother used to love gardening, and now she gets to garden. And so it sounds weird, but my mother is happy. Sometimes she gets depressed about being in this long-term care facility, but most of the time she's happy. And my dad, on the other hand, it was more of a challenge. We sold the house in Burbank, and part of what's kind of triggering this now is that we sold it in May, as is. Got actually a fairly decent amount of money. Mainly to liquidate the house so that my father can move into the retirement residence, the building that's connected to where my mom is. So he's now living with my sister. I was homeless for 2.5 months. And I actually moved the day before I did my first MoMondays. So it was a crazy, crazy time. The house just came back onto the market. Doing all the renos my mother had dreamed of and some we didn't dream of. I've seen pictures, I showed it to my mom. Because I wanted her to see her dream. She had dreamed about this, we never had the money to do it. And then she kind of got sad. She says, it's all gone. I said, no, Mom, it's not all gone. We saved the important things, and we're here, and you've got us. And I talked to my dad about a week later, and I said, you know, I really think, like, we are much closer as a family. He says, yeah, I feel that too. So in a very real way, Mom's illness has been the thing, the catalyst that has brought us together, made us a family, and made us know each other's strengths and weaknesses more. My dad ended up in the hospital a couple of months ago. A couple of weeks before my eldest brother, the one who helped him find the house, place to go, and obviously also helped sell the house, was about to get married. And my God, a weird machine. My sister sends out a message and she says, okay, we are at the clinic, the time we're putting him in the hospital, so what are we gonna do? And basically, within like an hour, we got a message and we're going, okay. I said, I'm on mom duty, I was gonna do that anyway, because Dad was sick. And everyone says, okay, I'm gonna be Dad from here to here, and I'll be with Dad this. I mean, we are a fucking machine at this point. And that would have never happened if my mother hadn't got sick. So, I don't have any great conclusions about this, but just kind of wanting to honor. My mother sometimes wonders why this is happening to her. And I tell her, well, you know, just go with it. I mean, she's kind of religious, so I kind of throw some religious terminology at her. And I said, you know, maybe this is what God wants you to do right now. Maybe you have a role here to play, and you just need to go with it and figure it out. So, my mom's figuring it out. My staff loves my mom because she's always the one trying to get people to come out and do things. You know, people could be like comatose. You know, that's how my dad started, the comatose people. Come on, play. You know, you want to sing, don't you? It's like seeing my mother as she was when I was a small child. And my parents, oh my God, they're like lovey-dovey. I've never, ever in my life seen a lovey-dovey. So my mother says, oh, we were brought up not to show that stuff. It's like now like the cutest thing ever. I don't get it. Actually, I do get it. Because freeing up my dad from being a caregiver allowed him to be a husband, and allowed me to be a daughter, and allowed us to be a family. So, here's to my mom.